Hey, what's up everyone? This is Red Mage 761 and we're continuing on to part 4 of our Dark Souls walkthrough. So yeah, this is where I died at in the last episode. As you can tell, I had things I had to do from after the previous episode. Kinda had to get ready for work. I was hoping to end the episode with killing Lautrec, but things don't always go according to plan. I recovered my souls and humanity that I dropped, and being a little bit more careful while I'm taking these guys out. So on the way to down this path that I'm going, we're head to our next bonfire, as well as another blacksmith, Andre the Blacksmith. We'll be using him quite a lot more than all the other blacksmiths. Let's get this bonfire lit. Now I'm gonna reverse Halloween and do the Kindle fort so that way I have my 10 Estus flasks. In this episode, we're going to be killing Lautrec, the Bell Gargoyles, ringing the first bell of awakening, and we're going to be taking out the Moonlight Butterfly as well. That's a couple of bosses in this episode. They're not too hard. I do summon someone to help with Lautrec. Well, in my opinion, he didn't do much help, but he kept Lautrec from doing most of the damage to me. Well, as I was recording, especially around the fight with Lautrec, my recorder decided to shut off in the middle of the fight. I was able to get it back on after the fight. I didn't have time to get the recorder back on while I was doing the walkthrough. Because by the time when the recorder shut off, I pretty much killed Lautrec after that point. Yeah, I equipped the Drake sword after I put my strength to 16 just so I could wield it with the shield as well. But I still want to roll fast. I like to avoid damage better. So as we're heading back, I believe I seen a few summon signs and I went to go to try to summon someone and it took a couple of times for that to happen. Well, not right away. I know I did yep, there goes the one I summoned. Took it a few times. You see that gold trimming over it? Yeah, that's part of the Sunlight, Warrior of Sunlight, I believe is the Covenant. That's the one I planned on joining, and I did join it after killing Lautrec, and I want to say after I killed the Bell Gargoyles and rung the first bell of awakening, I cut off the recorder and I started to farm up to be able to join the Warriors of Sunlight, so that way I can get the Praise the Sun emotion. Pretty much this guy, when I do summon him, he's going to do the Praise the Sun symbol. Also, you get the spear, the lightning bolt spear. You need 20 faith to use it though, which it'll be a while before I can use that, unfortunately. But reason why I did cut off the recording, in order to join the Warriors of Sunlight, I had to beat an area boss, help someone beat an area boss 4 times. 4 different people, but it doesn't matter as long as you beat the area boss as a white phantom. You literally have to use the white sign soapstone you get from Solaire. So I kind of said screw it for a moment there. I'm just going to continue on fighting this guy. Sometimes he does drop a Titanite shard. I don't always get one from him. You want to be careful with him. With that hammer, he can do 2 swings in a row, slam it to the ground. I was seeing if I can get a backstab, but I don't think I could. He also does have a shield bash as well. So yeah, he dropped a Titanite shard, and there's our second Firekeeper soul, which we will upgrade our Estus flask soon. Just thinking about summoning him, but I wanted to see if the other sign was there. Because sometimes it's a hit and miss when you go to summon someone. You don't always get summoned. This time I believe I succeeded in summoning this fellow. Yes, near the end of killing Lautrec, sorry about all that. He does drop humanity. He drops the Ring of Favor and Protection, which it's a ring you're going to want to wear through the whole playthrough. It increases your health, your endurance, and your equipment load. You seen that gesture he did as he was being summoned? And how he's gold instead of white. He's part of the Warriors of Sunlight, which I do plan on joining as well. So you head up these stairs, you got one of these Boulder Knights with a rapier though. Want to be careful with them when they point it at you. When they point that rapier at you, they can counter, parry, and riposte you pretty much. We also have an armored mage. Little dance you just heard and maybe seen jumping around, he boosts the attack of all his allies near him, which is our enemies. Yeah, this guy is easily disposing of them. I'm helping. That bell you hear? Yeah, that bell that you hear, that's someone else ringing the bell of awakening while we're online playing. And the mage dropped. We're gonna take him out. We both missed. Doing a falling strike. We both missed that plunge dive. Some more Boulder Knights. Was expecting a backstab there, but I got it. So that mystery key that we picked up in the previous episode, we used that to unlock the cell that Lautrec said. If you ring the Bell of Awakening, the first one that's up high, Lautrec is no longer in his cell, he's in front of the Firekeeper at Firelink Shrine. Yeah, I haven't been able to show you what it looks like when they are trying to parry you. Yeah, he's right through here through some breakable wall, pretty much a door, I'm guessing. Makeshift door. He just wanted to show me where some humanity was. He was trying to go to the gargoyles. I wanted to go to Lautrec. Thankfully, he came as well. This is where it gets a little bit confusing. I went to attack with the two-hand special and was hoping to have Lautrec follow, but this guy stands in his way.
But if this is our fate,
I have to try to attack him in the process. I mean, it helps out a bit, but it takes a little bit longer to take him out. You see that little dagger that he has? Yeah, you want to be careful with that. If you don't have help, you have to be careful with that dagger when he does hold it up against him. That's a parrying dagger. As soon as you go to strike, he will parry and riposte you. And the curved sword, he can go through your shield as well. When you're holding your shield up, every now and then he'll go through it. The best way to actually, in my opinion, to defeat him is get him in an open area. And when he's rolling around, if you're a spellcaster, you have pyromancy, you can use that on him. Also, you just want to take your time. The truck is rather difficult to beat, but it's worth defeating him in the long run, especially for that ring. Then this is where he hits me and he's gonna knock me down. This is where my video kind of recording kind of ends at this point, where I had to start a new recording when he was dead. Yeah, come to find out that when you're a phantom helping someone, you can't really attack other NPCs. When I was as a phantom, as a white phantom, I helped someone get rid of Lautrec. Well, I just stood in the doorway like he did, because he was just a ghost to me. You know, you see those other players as just hollowed ghosts with no armor or anything, it just shows their weapons that's running around. Yeah, Lautrec showed up like that. I couldn't do anything, so I pretty much did the same thing, let the other person take him out. So you can see the Ring of Favor and Protection. It boosts quite a bit of your HP, your stamina, and your equipment load. So I was able to put on more equipment for the upcoming boss fight, which you're going to be fighting 2 Bill gargoyles. One of them has a tail, one of them doesn't. The first one that comes down, you have a chance of getting the gargoyle axe, which is pretty much his tail. You just have to strike his tail a couple of times in order to get it. It'll fall off and you have a chance of getting the gargoyle's great axe. You can tell we're summoning our great friend, Night Solaire. Praise the sun, motherfucker. And let's watch this cutscene. I like this boss intro. Our first official boss cutscene. Looks pretty badass to me. I don't care what anyone says. Also, you do have a chance of getting the Gargoyle's Hellbird, which is the weapon he's using, and the Gargoyle's Helm. Man, I almost fell off there. That would have been pretty bad. But yeah, you go to attack the tail. As you can tell, the Gargoyle's tail axe. It does some pretty decent damage, but the strong attack, it's kind of weird. It wraps around like it did when he was trying to swing it. It moves around like it's a living tail still. Also beware, if you do take too long, this guy will jump down while the other one's still alive. And they both do breathe fire. So we defeated them. We got Twin Humanity and a Sunlight Medal. Which, if you do join Warriors of Sunlight, you need the Sunlight Medal in order to rank up in the Covenant. I'm going to say once you produce 10 Sunlight Medals and sacrifice them to that Covenant, you go up to rank 1, and I believe you get the Great Sunlight Spear. Not Great Sunlight Spear, my bad. The Great Lightning Spear. The Sunlight Spear, you have to offer Lord Gwyn soul for the Sunlight Spear, but you can only get Lord Gwyn's soul if you can only get Lord Gwyn's soul if you beat the game or someone else drops it for you. So we're gonna head down, go find an NPC that wasn't there just before we rang the bell. He sells purging stones. Rather cheap too. There's another NPC that sells them. What they do is it reduces your curse buildup. Well, I just wanted the gesture from him. Well, what is it? It's a cocky attitude gesture in my opinion. I like it, especially for PvP when you go and evade other players evade you, or you get summoned, like for being on the Forest Hunters Covenant. You can get summoned to stop invaders of the forest. Yeah, we're gonna repair our equipment and we're gonna continue on. And after this is where I go and gear up, farm up a bit, help other players so I can join the Warriors of Sunlight. I also get my katana weapon. I can't really pronounce the name of it. I get that to +5 as well. And then I'll tell you what we're going to do in our next episode. We're going to get the large ember, which lets us upgrade our equipment to +10 instead of +5. as well as beat. I want to say we beat the. We beat another boss. I can't remember the name of it. But we have to beat him in order to get the key to go to the depths so we can get that large ember. And I might do a few other things as well. I'll show you a few NPCs down there. 2 of them, in fact, that are trapped. One's a pyromancer and one's a sorcerer. Like I said, if your intelligence is below 10, I believe the sorcerer apprentice won't sell you anything. But the pyromancer, he will if you answer your, I want to say no to his question, because he'll ask if it doesn't bother us or if it bothers us. Okay, as you can tell, my summon sign that I had down was gold. I'm part of Warriors of Sunlight Covenant. I just didn't want to show you the hassle of me having to drop the requirement down by 5 each time. For each area boss you help beat as a White Phantom, the requirement does drop by 5. I had to wait 10 to 15 minutes each time before someone would summon me, but I finally did it. It just took too long. It wasn't worth showing on camera. You can easily do that yourself, same with the farming and upgrading your equipment as well. Also, I was able to level up because when you do help others, you get the souls as well from the enemies killed. And you get a humanity from them. But yeah, we're heading back to the Firekeeper to reinforce our Estus Flask to +2. I'll show you some more later. I'll show you how you can get the +6 and just your first playthrough. +7's the max you can get the Estus Flask, but still, that's +2 at this point in the game is pretty strong. I want to say probably next episode I'll show you how to get another one, make it to +3 as well. Yeah, I want to show you my stats. I did upgrade my dex to 20. I'm probably going to leave my strength right where it's at and just mainly focus on my dex, my endurance, and vitality. And that's the stance you get for joining that covenant. Also, you use that stance when you're being summoned as well. I'll probably show you some online play too in next episode if I can get summoned or not. Start the episode as I'm being summoned more than likely. But yeah, we're on our way to head to our next bonfire near the Moonlight Butterfly. We're going to be summoning someone. I want to say her name is Witch Patricia. If you're not a spellcaster, mainly mage, you won't be able to hurt the Moonlight Butterfly on your own. You would have to have her or someone that is a spellcaster to help take her out. And also you have to be human in order to summon any NPCs as well with their summon sign. Yeah, you head back down to where Andre the Blacksmith is and head down the stairway that, well, you see this Titanite demon. We're not going to worry about him right now. He's going to do way too much damage if we try to fight him head on. But he does drop Demon Titanite, which you're going to need when you do get use your boss souls to make special weapons. So now we're in the Dark Root Garden. Careful of these guys. Most of their attacks are vine attacks, but they do have a grab that pulls you in and they can do some pretty serious damage. Also might think of taking out Havel for myself and showing you how you can do it if you didn't get help in the first or second episode. I forget which one that we took him out in with the help before I started the new character. Also, we'll take out a Hydra, save a NPC maybe. There's a lot of content you can do in Dark Souls. You can explore on your own, you can do whatever you like. Yeah, as you come around that corner, that small pathway, you're going to have one in the ground, one come at you. That purple moss clump and the blood red moss clump, both of those, the purple one reduces your poison buildup and cures you of poison, while the blood red moss clump reduces your bleed buildup. Which the purple moss clump is going to come very handy when we go to Blight Town. So yeah, that door that leads to the Forest Hunters, Covenant, and Great Wolf Sif, and a few other areas. But right next to the door there's an illusionary wall. You just want to strike it. I went to go kindle it just to make sure I have 10, because sometimes I do die in this area, especially when I don't have any spell castings, and sometimes the NPCs don't know how to attack. Also, if you do have a shield that has good magic reduction, you might want to equip it as well, but rolling, you can avoid all Moonlight Butterfly's attacks if you time the roll properly. A lot of her attacks are magic. Actually, I want to say all of them are magic, to be honest. She has a needle attack that fires a couple of needles, but only like one or two can hit you, or two of them all the time. It's like an AoE attack is what it is. Then she has a mist attack that follows its target. You can roll out of the way. But yeah, what you want to do when you walk through that wall, the white wall, is stay along this line. You got stone guardians that's laying down across the path. They're not dead. They're very much alive, and they'll get up as soon as you get close to them. There's an elite knight armor set, I believe, or just a knight armor set. One of the two. But we do have to fight this guy. They have heavy attacks. What you're going to want to do is wait until he attacks. Try to hold your shield up for the most part. And you can tell I'm not doing much damage to him because I'm using a dex weapon. Most dex weapons don't do a lot of damage to heavy armored enemies. And I don't think bleed is affecting him because he is a stone enemy. And that move right there, his special move, he will slow you down. He slows your your stamina recovery as well. As soon as you get through him, here's our witch Patricia, who's going to help us fight the Moonlight Butterfly. Waiting. Let's wait. Takes some time for some reason. I always hate that. So, let's go kill us a butterfly. Hopefully it doesn't trigger the butterfly effect. Sometimes this boss can be rather annoying. Other times she can fly to the other side as well. And another attack she has is a beam that she just takes across the bridge. Also, she'll go right up against the bridge and do a AoE blast. Yeah, that's the mist I was talking about. That can do some significant damage if you're not careful. But I keep rolling out of the way, and Patricia this time is actually doing some decent damage. She's finally attacking. Yeah, I was thinking like, come on man, what the fuck? I got tired of the mist. As you can tell, it's like 4 or 5 mists that it did. And here goes the attack where I told you, the AoE blast. Here you can actually be able to attack it when it does land there. When it sits there, but you don't want to be there too long because there's that blast I was talking about. Each boss, you want to, in order to be able to do some damage to them, it may take time, but watch their movements. You want to watch how they attack. They all have a specific, and there's that beam I was telling you about. Just goes all the way across. But you want to watch their movements, watch their move set for attacks, and then punish them when they miss you. Yeah, there's that beam again. You did see the needle one. I was doing a splendid job in this boss fight avoiding all her attacks. I was surprised I was able to do that. But we finally did it. See, there's that cocky gesture I was telling you about. I find it cocky, but that's why I like it. I'm a cocky person. So up here we're going to find us a Divine Ember, our first Ember we get, which allows you to take weapons. I want to say +5 weapons. You can take them down the Divine path up to +10 Divine. Which you are going to need a Divine weapon when we go take out the Catacombs. If you don't kill the skeletons with the Divine weapon, the Necromancers will bring them back to life. That's the Watchtower basement key, and also that unlocks basement tower where originally I fought Havel with help, but since I had to make a new character, we don't have the Havel ring for that, so we have to fight him as well. But yeah, that key lets you enter the basement there. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. Took out 2 boss, took out an NPC, couple of decent content. So this is Red Mage 761 signing out. Hope you enjoy, and hit that subscribe button if you did. Thank you.